One thing that we actually didn't even highlight there is the ability to tie in with a very extensive knowledge base. So, for example, when if they wanted to open a new ticket and they stated their problem, it could take a few cracks at trying to resolve the problem. Say, well, it looks like you need to do this. You could have a knowledge base that has the context of thousands of agent calls where they handle the same problem, and it has a good description of the resolution, and it can provide that to the caller. And even in high-level support situations, it might be able to accurately find a response that helps the caller out without needing to send it to a queue.
Hi everybody, welcome to this product briefing. Really excited to get into some real-world practical AI use cases with the team at Landis. And today I've got Paul and Preston. Paul, do you just want to introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah. Thanks for having me, Tom. Paul Martin. I'm an account executive here at Landis. And yeah, excited to have the conversation here today.
Awesome. And Preston?
Yes, ditto. I'm Preston Martin. I'm an account executive here at Landis, and always good to catch up with you, Tom.
Awesome. I've had a little sneak peek of some of this stuff, and I'm really excited to get it on camera and talk about it. We're going to have some actual demos as well, which can be really good. Paul, first off, why don't you kind of set the scene? Because I know like your team have been pretty early on looking at options of AI with customers. I know you spent a lot of time talking to customers about we could do A, we could do B, we could do C. What are you seeing and hearing out there?
Yeah, there's certainly, the gears are turning for a lot of customers trying to wrap their minds around how this is going to impact their business, how it can assist their business. And we've, like you mentioned, really been on the forefront of developing practical tools and building them into the Landis platform for a variety of different use cases. And we've really been adamant to be careful how we throw around the AI terminology and language. There's some fatigue around everything is now labeled as AI. So we really want to be practical as this is how the feature works, and this is how it could potentially impact your customers or your agents. So yeah, just really bringing practical scenarios. But more specifically, we see a lot of different types of organizations, of course, and not every organization is at the same place when it comes to what AI tools could be most impactful for them. For example, you might have an organization that really relies more heavily on the human touch side of things. And agents answering phones, reception users, that someone calls in and a human interacts with them. But there's still lots of AI tools that really can help in that scenario. But then all the way to the other side of the spectrum where you have fully automated systems where natural language AI voice bots can interact with the caller and take information and do various tasks. So yeah, we really have been introducing a lot of different functionality that kind of meets organizations on that spectrum wherever they're at.
I love that. And it's a subtlety, isn't it? But it's feature powered by AI as opposed to AI find a feature for AI. And that difference is so important in practical use.
It's got to add value. It's got to deliver assistance and add value to your users. And you can't shoehorn everyone into a certain feature. It's got to be built around practical use cases.
Awesome. So what's the first feature that you've come up with and you've been using with customers?
Yeah, so I'm going to show, and let me share this here.
Great.
So the first thing I want to show is Agent AI Assistant. So we're going to roll through this. This is an agent that is on a call with a client, and they have, in this case, they ask about a specific product. So let me pause it here for a second. What this is doing is it was live transcribing the call. So it's catching the agent and the clients and attributing it to them. And then it can run different AI prompts on that transcription in live time. So the power of this tool is, we have an example here on the screen. So they mentioned a part number, and what this product is doing, what the AI prompt is doing a data dip into the system and saying, okay, they mentioned Y200. Here's what that product is. Here's how many we have on hand, and here's the price. And so it's giving an agent that stuff in live time. They mentioned the product. They've got that. And the trigger in that case was the fact that the agent asked for the part number. So that is the trigger that's doing it. The agent didn't have to do anything because you can set up a word as a trigger that will
That's
send
awesome. So this is not just, so we're getting pretty used to now, we can record calls, we can transcribe them, but actually the transcript is being used and it's saying, I recognize this keyword, I'm going to do a database dip, an inventory lookup, a version lookup, or a definition lookup, and help the agent by proactively saying, you might want this information, you might want this information.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a few things that you can do for the trigger. So number one is a word like they did here, where if the agent says the phrase product number or part number or whatever, you could have several different ones, it's going to run that prompt. And also, these are custom prompts. This is not a drop-down list that, hey, I want to pick this prompt. You can get very verbose with that prompt and get very specific to what you're looking to do, very custom to your organization, and then it can. And we're all getting more used to running prompts these days. It's been a required tooling for everybody in the AI industries here. But so that's one of the options. The other option is a manual process. So at any point, the agent can run a certain type of prompt, and you can have pre-programmed prompts in here. Here's an example where it's live coaching, and it will give input on against a set of, here's what our agent should be saying, or here's how our agent should be treating customers with empathy or with kindness or whatever those terms are. The AI can interpret that as well.
That's
and
awesome.
there's a few use cases here, I think around call centers in particular, where sometimes, depending on the industry, there can be some turnover or high turnover in an agent seat. These types of agent assist tools in live time can really make an agent feel like they're ready to be thrown into the deep end of the pool, as it were, and start answering calls, knowing that there's supporting tools that are going to help them with price lookups, are going to coach them on how to respond, and just have a little bit more supporting information right on screen for them as they start taking calls.
Yeah, you're dealing with a wide portfolio of products, so you get lots of questions on one particular SKU, but some other SKU comes along, like you've got some backup there to help you through that conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing that can trigger this is an event like end of call. So this would be, and you can see the call summary as one of those that can be run. End of call, it can run a summary and create basically just a summary of that call that can be, you see the clipboard button there, you can pull it and paste it in any specific CRM or database. Now, here's where we're excited about where this is going. Also, we're adding the capability to be able to send that out automatically and create a record in a CRM. So you had a call record, this is attached to it, and so they can glance at the summary.
That's amazing. That's what I hear a lot of people asking for, is that wrap up time is such an intense time, and getting people to do a good job on that is tough as well, right? You're busy, you don't do the best notes ever because you're on to the next call, but actually if the AI can do a really nice summary for you and push it to the call record tool, the CRM tool, that's amazing.
And action items, that's another practical use case. When a call is completed, especially if it was a lengthy call, a lot of information went back and forth. What are my key takeaways as an agent? What are my action items? What is expected of me? AI is great at extracting that out of the conversation. And when the call ends, runs that prompt and clearly lists for the agent, here's what's expected of you. These are the items you need to take care of.
I love the coaching idea as well, of saying, like you can do this mid-call, is like, actually, I'm supposed to mention the warranty, I'm supposed to double check they're satisfied, I'm supposed to do these things, like have I done these 3-4 things? Yes, you're on track, or nope, you haven't yet done the reminder on the warranty, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. The other vision that we have for this that we want to bring as well is the manager tools, and we have some manager tools already built in where they're it's look at sentiment of the call and that kind of thing. But to set up a custom list of trigger words that it identifies whether something was said or not said based on the AI transcription. And it doesn't have to be historic. It can be in live time because this is pulling that live speech to text transcription. All right, let's roll forward a little bit here. So the next scenario we're going to show here is a reception user. Now this is a busy user that's talking to somebody who is saying, "Hey, give me," they want to transfer, in this case, to Wendell, and Wendell wasn't available, and so they say, "Please just have him give me a call back." What we're able to do with this AI summary, here's an example of the summary. It just pulled the summary and put it in this message automatically, so that reception user doesn't even have to add context. It can just simply be passed over and either by chat or by email. So this is a real life use case where a reception user may use something like this AI.
So this is now more in your, rather than kind of full on contact center, this is a tenant console scenario. So lots of calls coming inbound, reception's very busy. You can just send a chat message with a summary of everything that's going on. Do you want to take the call? That's really impressive.
With one click, they don't need to be jotting notes down. And that's very crucial for that user.
That's really nice.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's some of the things we're excited about. We're excited about where the Agent Assist is going to go. I think there's an incredible market for organizations that want to make their agents better. They don't want to necessarily replace them with AI, but what they want to do is make their agents better. And that's what these tools are really going toward, and a lot of tools that are live today that they can add.
Yeah, taking some of the harder tasks off of their plate as well when they're overloaded, and supporting them in the role is great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next we're going to show another demo here. Let me get that queued up. This is our digital assistant, so just give me a second here.
And while Preston pulls that up, so what he just highlighted there was more the human interaction side of things, as he mentioned. This is kind of switching gears to more of the automated. So these are interaction points that, maybe your agent's sitting there answering the same question all day long. It allows an organization to kind of relook at the process and say, could some of this be automated? It might be a benefit to obviously the agent having a little bit more, time to focus on the human interaction side, but also the caller might benefit from having more information at their fingertips without needing to wait in queue for a user, without, navigating through extensive IVRs. So this is more on that automated interaction side of things.
Hello and welcome. I'm the Contoso AI Customer Assistant. What can I do for you today?
I'd like to check on when an order I placed will be shipped.
One moment. Thanks for that info. Let's find your order details. Please tell me the PIN number for your account.
105.
Your order for the phone screen replacement kit has not been shipped yet. The expected delivery date is February 20th, 2025. Was there anything else I can help you with today?
Yes, I'd like to check a price on a power bank mobile phone charger.
Let me check that for you. It sounds like you're interested in the portable power bank 10,000 milliamp hours. The price for that item is $25. Was there anything else I can help you with today?
Yes, I also purchased a cable that is no longer working. It won't charge my mobile phone.
Sorry to hear you have an issue with a product or service. I'll create a service ticket for you. Tell me anything else we should know to help you with this issue.
It was a Z brand, it was gray, and USB-C.
Thanks. A ticket has been created with the following description. The caller reported that a gray AZ brand USB-C cable they purchased is no longer working and won't charge their mobile phone. Was there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's all. You've helped me well.
Wow, so that was a whole bunch of different scenarios thrown at the AI bot all in a row. It's like, check my price, where's my order, do me a ticket.
Yep, so that was obviously a quick interaction with a lot of different things there. But essentially what you had is, first of all, caller authentication. It depends on the nature of the business. It matters who's calling to give them the right pricing, to give them the right information. In this case, we're looking up, the first interaction there was looking up the shipping information, looking at that caller's account, and providing shipping information, or it could be other account details for them. Next, it looked up information that they used information they shared to look up pricing from the system. And then lastly, created a ticket. And those might all be different databases. But a normal contact center, that may or may not be all the same agent. It might be agent A handling one request and then needing to transfer to another queue, or getting someone else to call them from sales to call them back. Where this here is very streamlined, where a caller can call in and say, I have this issue, that issue, and this problem, and it can provide the feedback all at one spot for that caller.
And how's that database access work? So I'm really impressed with that demo. I want to buy your product. We use XYZ inventory system. How do I get from buying, Landis to that working? Yeah,
well, the nice thing is this is all, Landis top to bottom is built around the Microsoft environment. It's built specifically around Microsoft Teams. And so you're able to utilize the other tools within the Microsoft stack. The Microsoft Power Platform is very instrumental in a lot of these data pushes and pulls. Of course, there is, depending on the nature of the request, there is integrations with something like OpenAI to, gauge the intent of the caller and transcript, certain pieces of that are using AI tie-ins. But there's a lot, like you mentioned there, custom databases. Every organization is going to have a different data source. And the Power Platform is very, very resourceful for easily dipping into those databases and grabbing the information that it needs.
That's awesome. And
so there's a lot. I mean, those are just a few examples, but you can kind of start to visualize what all types of interactions can be done. And one thing that we actually didn't even highlight there is the ability to tie in with a very extensive knowledge base. So, for example, when if they wanted to open a new ticket and they stated their problem, it could take a few cracks at trying to resolve the problem. Say, well, it looks like you need to do this. You could have a knowledge base that has the context of thousands of agent calls where they handle the same problem, and it has a good description of the resolution, and it can provide that to the caller. And even in high-level support situations, it might be able to accurately find a response that helps the caller out without needing to send it to a queue.
Yeah, it's really exciting to see the potential of this and things. It feels like, as you say, a very cultural decision about where it fits. So I'm seeing some organizations do things like a press 1 to try our AI assist or whatever they call it, whatever they brand it. So it's like a user opt-in model, or an out of hours. Like I can take a ticket, which I couldn't do in hours before. So I've added service value there. Or obviously the upping that deflection rate. And as you say, if you keep maintaining and manicuring the knowledge base, the AI will just get better and better and better because it's running off of that data.
And there's kind of an in-between too. So we talked about, the agent assist and the human touch scenarios. Then there's the fully automated system like we just demoed there. But then there's the in-between where we can use the IVR to be intelligent in capturing information from the caller and streamline that pass through to the agent. So providing summaries of the issue that they're facing. Of course, the questions and answers that were given in the IVR to the caller, so that if you do determine that this does need to be sent to an agent, they have all the context right on screen. So they not asking the caller to repeat themselves.
You're not doing that. So tell me everything all over again.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's awful.
They have all the information right on screen that they need to offer good support to the caller.
Awesome. What's this look like commercially, Paul? Because some people are adding these features on as extra SKUs. Some people are doing consumption with cognitive services. What does it look like?
Yeah, so that's at the top of the call we mentioned. We try to focus on the practical integration of these tools, and these are not these tools are distilled down so that they're able to be enabled with just a few clicks inside of contact center or inside of attendant console. They don't require additional licensing at the moment. So there's a lot of functionality there that is built into the Landis platform. There might be some tie-ins to your database, depending on, what type of data you're pulling and what type of AI model you're utilizing. But most of what we showed here is just available and enabled within the platform natively.
That's awesome. Particularly things like the attendant console. I know you've got a lot of customers out there using that. So adding that kind of capability, I think, is a huge value add for that customer base.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And everything we looked at today is kind of real and doable. There was no smoke and mirrors there. Like I recognized the voice in the demo, I think.
No, it is.
Our founder jumped in with that assist with the demo. Yes, it is. Everything we're doing there can be set up and was done through our system by a live call to look it up. Yeah.
And to that point, we're not, we, again, very practical. We're very open with the whole AI conversation. And what we typically encourage is, let's have a conversation, talk through your current call flows. We can kind of dreamcast on what else might be possible, where these tools could assist. And, let us know what you're looking to do, and we'll be able to tell you if that's something that our system can handle. And of course, setting up active working POCs that you can, test it firsthand and go from there.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to share some really impressive demos. I love the way you're looking at it as what's the feature first, powered by AI, as opposed to just throw AI at the situation, but the kind of spectrum of here's a bunch of agent assist or reception assist type scenarios. And then if you want to go there, here's the full on, customers, internal or external, can interact directly with the AI, and still, if they need to, escalate up to the human agent as well.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Preston, Paul, thanks very much for the time. If people want to find out more or check out some demos or maybe pilots, what's the best thing to do?
Go ahead, Preston.
So obviously, you can go to landistechnologies.com, our website. You can request a demo there, and it'll schedule Paul or myself or one of the other people on our team. And we'd be certainly glad to jump on with a personalized demo for you, kind of answer your questions directly. And also, you can reach out, sales@landistechnologies.com. If you prefer to email in, we'd be glad to respond there as well.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
All right.
Thanks for having us, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.